Rhythm Rev.
You don't get it, do you?
Guess who's back? Back again. Rev is back. Tell a friend. Live streaming is a rapidly emerging style of content online, gaining some serious momentum. The live nature of live streams, where you're watching content that is unfolding in real time, is a unique form of content, and it is clearly something that many people are interested in. In fact, so many people are interested in it that live streaming has grown into a big, lucrative business now. Streamers are now starting brand deals with huge companies like Wendy's and appearing in ads for products like Takis. It's to the point where if there's an influencer character implemented in media, they're basically always a live streamer, like with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and Borderlands 3. It's also no coincidence that all these characters are terrible. And while there are many live streaming websites and many apps that have live streaming built in, Twitch is synonymous with the concept of live streams, and the website is host to a wealth of talented creators who are beloved by thousands. It's too bad the website sucks. Okay, that's a bit blunt, but if you know about Twitch, chances are you are aware of at least a couple of the scandals the website finds itself in on a regular basis. And it's not a mystery why Twitch gets wrapped up in so many controversies. The platform as a whole, from the way it's managed, to how it's moderated, to the creators who stream on the site, all the way to the everyday people who use it, have issues in some regard. The nature of the site's issues is unique in how multifaceted and complex they are. YouTube's problem is with its management. Twitter's issue is with its users, at least it used to be. Reddit's biggest problem is with its moderation, and TikTok's problem is with its creators, and Twitch's problem is all of the above. While each social media site is terrible in their own special way, I feel that Twitch uniquely exemplifies the negative traits of all of them and all in one place. Whether or not you agree with that sentiment though, we can all agree that the issues highlighted in this video are issues that persist on the site, although they likely won't be fixed anytime soon. So without further ado, let's begin. A sponsor? For real? You're kidding. Well, alright, I guess we have a sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. First, for the Rhythm Rev channel, sort of. So before this video starts, let's hear a word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you in part by HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a meal kit service where you pay to have ingredients and recipes sent straight to your door. The ingredients are fresh and come pre-portioned according to the included recipes, and the meat is refrigerated using ice packs to ensure the ingredients don't go bad during transit. Your ingredients are mailed straight to your door in space-age recyclable packaging, which cuts down on unnecessary waste. HelloFresh's Festive Fair collection features limited-time recipes made with seasonal produce and premium proteins. HelloFresh has seasonal recipes only available for a limited time? Holy— well, this is just like the Fortnite Battle Pass!
That shit look like the Battle Pass.
Sorry to abruptly break character, but I do want to give my genuine thoughts on HelloFresh because I do genuinely enjoy their service. The convenience of having the food delivered to your door is great, and the recipes are pretty simple to follow. And having food sent that is pre-portioned according to a recipe saves on time instead of spending like an hour at a grocery store or something. I also like the name of the company, HelloFresh. That sounds like if I had a son named Fresh and he came home from school and I said, "Hello, Fresh." For the B-roll of this ad, I prepared the recipe for Italian chicken over lemony spaghetti with some help from my siblings since they want to get more into cooking. Thankfully, we were able to combine our collective 3 brain cells together to be able to put this meal together. I'm an absolute simpleton when it comes to food. I don't know anything about cooking. My culinary knowledge is that of a college student, but even if I can follow the instructions and make something pretty good, then you definitely can. Probably my favorite recipe they offer is their chicken and waffles recipe, which gives the chicken a nice kick of heat. Back to the Italian chicken and lemony spaghetti though. It's done, but how does it taste?
Damn! That shit good!
Pretty good, I must say, especially the chicken. Very nice work. Okay, back to the campy vintage style now. It is winter right now, which means rain, and rain means an increase in car accidents. Data shows that rain is a common cause of car accidents, so why risk your life driving to the grocery store when you can simply stock up on snacks, sides, desserts, and more at HelloFresh Market? Just add them to your weekly order and they'll be shipped along with your meals. Logically, this means that using HelloFresh will literally decrease the likelihood of you being in a car accident. In other words, using HelloFresh could save your life. I don't think there's a better reason to check out HelloFresh than that. And thankfully, the good folks at HelloFresh are gonna cut you a sweet deal only for Rhythm Rev viewers. That's right. Go to HelloFresh.com and use code RhythmRev21 for 21 free meals plus free shipping. That's 21 free meals and free shipping? Like, are you gonna really turn down free food? I didn't think so. Again, that's RhythmRev21 for 21 free meals plus free shipping. To be clear, that's Rhythm spelt R-H-Y-T-H-M. To be clear, because I know you guys. Big thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. The idea for this video is gonna kind of be like my YouTube iceberg video. God, remember that? Basically, each point I touch on will gradually descend into more serious subject matter as we go on, roughly speaking that is, but generally the subject matter will scale accordingly. Twitch is home to some absolutely lovely creators. Known for their wisdom, maturity, and level-headedness, these creators are truly beacons of responsibility online. Creators such as Pokimane.
And I will say, for this company to sponsor a video that's literally 20 minutes of talking shit about me? Oh, is this a video where some random dude behind a VR machine calls a girl a thought for 20 minutes? Really want to put my logo on that one!
Ninja.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit!
And Hassan Piker.
America deserves 7-Eleven, dude. Fuck it, I'm saying it.
Now that we've briefly touched on the rogues gallery of talent present at the forefront of Twitch, now we must make the difficult decision of what particular issue on Twitch we want to touch on first. Oh, I know. A lot of people have this strange belief that Twitch is somehow less family-friendly and more forgiving than YouTube. I've literally heard someone make the analogy that Twitch is Adult Swim, whereas YouTube is Cartoon Network. But in practice, the truth is anything but. Twitch actively polices what streamers can and cannot say on their platform. Not only that, but their implementation is authoritarian and draconian, I would say. On Twitch, there are certain words that people aren't allowed to say on stream. Understandably, offensive slurs aren't allowed on Twitch, and I'm mostly fine with that, although I think people who are part of a minority group should be able to say their own words, so to speak. But whatever, I understand that the intentions are good. Sadly, Twitch's restrictions go further than this, because the restricted words extend to even common insults. Namely, the words incel, virgin, and simp are banned on Twitch. And use of these words doesn't just demonetize a streamer, no, it can result in you being permanently banned from Twitch entirely. And unless you know someone who can get into contact with someone at Twitch or can stir enough shit on Twitter, you're pretty much gone for good. It's just so strange that Twitch has intrusive rules in place for terms that are otherwise pretty ordinary by most people's standards. I don't know, maybe they just want to protect the feelings of their user base or something. I get that these words are often used in a derogatory manner towards certain Twitch streamers, typically those who pledge support to female streamers. You know, it's the whole Pokimane tier 3 sub equals virgin simp meme kind of deal. But I don't think that this kind of totalitarian method of policing what streamers can and can't say is the right means of curbing this toxic attitude, especially considering these words can be used outside of such context. After all, if you don't want these words being used in Twitch chats, the grand majority of streamers have their own sets of rules for their chat, so streamers can impose their own rules for their chat instead of the website making that decision for them. Those are some big examples cited by quite a few people, but there are also other instances of Twitch placing strange restrictions and weird changes, such as Twitch's restriction on the term blind playthrough. Apparently Twitch had been getting some feedback stating that the term was offensive or something along those lines, and in response, Twitch removed the tag from the site. I can't believe it. They're taking away our blind playthrough tag. This is just like that book I never read. To clarify, they only removed the tag. I'm pretty sure you can still title streams with the term and say it on stream, but the change is still puzzling nonetheless. There was apparently feedback about it, but I doubt it came from any actual blind people. I mean, how are they gonna type that out? I'm joking, of course, but the change is arbitrary and just comes off as performative. Say what you will about YouTube, but at least your channel doesn't get deleted for saying virgin or simp in the video. Evidently, at least. I hope. E-begging has been a thing on the internet for a while. For as long as it's been possible to send money online, people have used the internet to ask for monetary donations for their own use. I'm not talking about setting up a GoFundMe for reasonable things like medical bills. E-begging typically refers to people asking for money online for more illegitimate reasons, like someone asking for money for more Funky Pops. Despite it having existed for a while, e-begging typically isn't done by people with any notable following since it's sort of frowned upon online, and such behavior is mostly reserved for the DSPs of the world. At least, that's what I would say if it weren't for the subject of today's video. Of all the platforms online, Twitch is the one website where its users repeatedly ask, if not outright demand, the monetary support of their viewers.
And to keep the stream going, if you like the content, blah, 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 how that results in 0 subs. There are regulars here. $5 a month.
But a sub is $5. At maximum, in whatever your currency is, it's maybe $10. And it doesn't matter how broke you are. If you have time to watch Twitch, you have $10, truly.
A somewhat recurring thing is that every so often, a Twitch streamer will go mask off on stream one day and suddenly argue why they are entitled to a subscription from you. In their words, if you're spending a lot of free time watching them, then you should give the streamers you watch a donation or subscription. If you don't, even if you need that money for food or bills, then you are, quote, irresponsible with your money.
And it doesn't matter how broke you are. If you have time to watch Twitch, you have $10, truly. If you don't have $10, you probably don't have time to watch Twitch because you should be working. You should be trying to earn money. It's not a ton. It's not like a ton of money. So being like, I'm broke, I can't afford to sub, that doesn't really track. What you mean to say is, I'm so irresponsible with my money, I can't support the entertainment that I enjoy.
It's very strange that literally the only website where this attitude is consistently displayed is almost exclusively on Twitch. I mean, when's the last time you've heard of a YouTuber arguing the same idea? I believe the reason why Twitch streamers tend to act more entitled in this regard is due to Twitch ads basically paying next to nothing towards the streamers. Twitch ad revenue pales in comparison to what someone can achieve on YouTube, and the streamer relying on only ad revenue is basically getting paid peanuts. As a result, the majority of professional streamers rely on donations and subscriptions since streamers get a much larger cut of that revenue. Hell, when it comes to donations, many streamers cut the middleman entirely by using Streamlabs, a third-party site that doesn't take a cut from your donation money at all. While streamers receive a lot more of the money through these means, it also means it's a random element since it's completely dependent on other people making the conscious choice to donate to you, or to either subscribe or to continue their subscription. And depending on the financial situation of each of your followers, that can naturally lead to your income ebbing and flowing, and hence why so many streamers try to push subscriptions and donations, either in subtle ways like sub goals that benefit both the streamer and viewer, or in more, shall we say, direct ways. The main issue with this attitude among certain streamers is really the entitlement that is at the core of this attitude. This idea that because someone is providing content online means they are automatically entitled to money or any kind of support is fundamentally flawed. And furthermore, Invader V strangely focuses her discussion a lot on poor people struggling to make ends meet, with her making the argument that they should either be able to scrounge up enough money for a subscription or, quote, stop wasting their time on Twitch. It's just strange that she would focus on trying to guilt trip her poor followers into giving her money instead of focusing on anything else. Very strange. And then even after her clip blew the fuck up on Twitter, in her next stream, she just lazily dodged accountability by saying, "Oh, you see, I didn't actually mean what I said when I gave that elaborate speech. I was just goofing." Drew Gooden did a neat video about this subject where he goes more in depth, so check it out sometime maybe. Speaking of Drew Gooden though, no doubt you've heard a dozen YouTubers complain about the algorithm by now. The algorithm is suppressing my videos. The algorithm is the reason my channel isn't performing. Because the algorithm killed my grandma, okay? Most of the time these videos do highlight a legitimate problem with YouTube's algorithm, but make no mistake, there are times when creators use it as a scapegoat to blame when their videos aren't performing. Looking at you, Matthew Santoro. With that said, Twitch's algorithm makes YouTube's look optimal by comparison. Twitch's algorithm is so ungodly in how it works. Granted, that's the case for most website algorithms since it's hard to tell what makes them tick unless you're already really successful, but Twitch's is among the worst that I've ever seen. Granted, nothing's ever gonna topple handsome Elon's little fucking wasteland and just how shit it is, but it's not very far off. I think the perfect example to demonstrate Twitch's algorithm at work is in a video by a YouTuber named Drew Gooden. If you don't know who he is, he's just like this small YouTuber. He's only got like almost 4 million subscribers, so it makes sense if you haven't heard of him. He made a video where he took Fortnite Ninja's masterclass course on becoming a gaming streamer on Twitch, with the video ultimately demonstrating how lackluster Ninja's advice is. Drew has a small series of videos where he does this. He similarly made videos on other courses made by Austin McBroom and Jake Paul. So Drew created a Twitch page so that he could actually put Ninja's advice to the test, as well as to dabble in streaming as it was something he was interested in. You might expect Drew to spread the word about his Twitch channel on his social media, but he deliberately refrained from doing so for the purposes of his video. Assuming you haven't seen the video, you probably would expect that a YouTuber as large as Drew would gain some sort of traction. I mean, not only does the dude almost have 4 million subscribers, but he was also a pretty popular Vine creator back when that app was the talk of the town. And even failing that, surely word of mouth would spread and net Drew's Twitch some traction, right? In actuality, not only did Drew's Twitch underperform considering his popularity, but over the course of him streaming for 40 total hours, he only managed to attract a total of about 25 to 30 unique viewers to his streams, and a whopping 2 different chatters in total. Granted, from what I can tell, Drew doesn't appear to be the most lively stream host, and if your streams aren't entertaining, then you won't garner very many viewers. But I think it says a lot that not a single person who stumbled onto the live stream was like, holy shit, is that Drew Gooden? And at least commented that in chat, like, come on. Twitch shares much of the same issue as other social media platforms and how it handles the discoverability of content. Most platforms don't really know how to handle recommendations in practice. Pretty much every site's recommendation algorithm suffers from the problem where you already need to have the ball rolling for you to get picked up in the algorithm. In other words, you already need to have a following in order to gain real momentum. But Twitch suffers from it severely. The core issue with Twitch's algorithm is that much of your discoverability relies on what categories you stream in, since what category you often stream under dictates who you are recommended to. The problem is that small streamers are left in between a rock and a hard place. If you stream a popular game, you will often get overshadowed by other much more popular streamers as a result of the game's popularity. But if you stream more niche games, you won't attract much of an audience simply due to the game's lack of popularity. So which do you go for? Be one among 1,000 people streaming the same game, or be one of the small handful streaming a more obscure title? And that's just in terms of getting discovered on Twitch. Actually attracting an audience and viewers is a separate question entirely. It's no wonder that so many Twitch streamers also post content on YouTube and TikTok. I mean, if you can't succeed in Twitch's dogshit algorithm, just post your content on apps with better algorithms and draw in new viewers to your streams through a link to your Twitch. Literally, the solution is just post your content on other platforms, dumbass. Hell, why stop there? Why not just do a reaction to YouTube videos on your stream and then upload your reactions as their own video on your YouTube channel? Yup, you guessed it, we're talking about React Meta. Somewhere along the lines, popular streamers figured out that they could just basically literally steal content by reacting to videos on their streams, often used during downtime on streams or simply when the streamer doesn't feel like being entertaining at the moment. Early on, this mostly involves streamers just watching segments of Gordon Ramsay shows like MasterChef and Hell's Kitchen, as the streamer silently watches with a blank expression on their face. But streamers realized, why stop at copyrighted content, why not also restream YouTube videos, and that's where we arrive at our issue. You see, I don't know if you know this, but here on YouTube, we've already called out this kind of behavior. Back in 2015, several different YouTubers made videos calling out reaction channels for essentially stealing videos from other YouTubers. These reaction channels would pretty much get all of their success thanks to posting reaction, videos where they wouldn't actually add or comment on the content they were reacting to and would just post the content they were reacting to completely unedited and taking up most of the video's frame. Understandably, the YouTubers who had their content stolen through this kind of content weren't happy and began speaking out against this specific style of reaction video. And thankfully, that content has mostly died off by now on YouTube. React content now mostly exists in the form of videos being reacted to by people who have experiences in certain fields or situations, like a lawyer reacting to the Ace Attorney anime, a history teacher reacting to history jokes in Family Guy, or literally a jewel thief reacting to a GTA heist. That one was actually really interesting. And these videos are mostly fine since their experience and expertise in these fields means they can comment on and add to the content by correcting or expanding on certain aspects. It's pretty interesting. But of course, a Twitch streamer has no practical skills. Streamers often don't have anything to add onto the content they react to other than an occasional giggle or saying, "Oh shit," or "That's crazy." And because of live streams being live content, you can't just edit out the dead air where streams aren't even talking. While I get that showing someone's content to an audience that may not be familiar with the creator can increase traffic to their channel and videos, but you can't deny that someone seeing the video in its entirety on a Twitch stream means that person is a lot less likely to watch that same video again all the way to the end. Multiply that effect by the entire popular streamer's current viewers, and that's a sizable amount of potential viewers lost. I mean, we already have content thieves who steal content and post it to other social media sites for clout already. These streamers aren't helping. Restreaming someone else's video is bad enough already, but then in some cases, some streamers will pour salt into the wound even further by uploading their own dogshit reactions to YouTube to compete with the same fucking video they're reacting to. YouTuber and former boxman Pinely made a small video where he highlighted this issue pretty well. The popular streamer known as Azan reacted to one of his videos on stream, and Pinely took it positively. I'm shocked he was so happy for Hassan to react to his video, but hey, more power to him, I guess. What he wasn't happy with was a Hassan fan channel on YouTube uploading Hassan's reaction to his video to YouTube with almost an identical thumbnail, except with Hassan lazily slapped over Pinely. To be clear, this channel isn't owned by Hassan, it just uploads highlights from his streams, but it's still a scumbag move by whoever owns the channel. And this is just one example. There are other streamers who directly upload their reactions onto one of their channels where they have very minor editing and basically contain the original videos in full. Listen, I love Flats, but he's guilty of doing this, and I gotta call it out. It's generally a shitty practice that most creators have demonstrated that they have an issue with before. We've already settled this issue on YouTube. It's time for Twitch streamers to get with the program as well. Chances are, if you're familiar with Twitch, you're familiar with a certain controversial trend on the site. Twitch is known, if not infamous, for the trend of live streams featuring attractive women either scantily clad and/or doing provocative things in order to entice viewers. This type of content gets referred to by a few different ways. Teen streamers, thoughts, e-girls, hot tip streams, other worse things. But all of these terms are used to label the type of content that has become something of a hot button issue when it comes to Twitch. And the prevalence of this issue has bled into creating other smaller issues on the site. The main issue people have with this content is that people feel that such suggestive content really has no place on Twitch. Twitch is strangely lax on how they apply the rules on sexual content, and many people claim that Twitch is not only permitting softcore corn, it's stupid. It's a stupid way of getting around. Not only permitting softcore corn to exist on their site, but that it's also become one of the most popular means of attracting an audience on Twitch. In a sense, people have an issue with Twitch, a site primarily intended for live streams of video games, allowing women to stream such suggestive content, and not only that, but it's commonly cited that the site's minimum age requirement for an account on the site is 13. So basically, Twitch is, in a sense, permitting this content to be viewed by minors. I don't want to say that Twitch is actively malicious in this or something, but it's hard to say that they aren't complacent. I mean, I don't personally inherently oppose this type of content like existing, But the argument that it has no place on Twitch is pretty strong, and I'm inclined to pretty much agree with it, especially considering the utter headache it causes for everyone on Twitch. Twitch's problem with women only gets worse when considering Twitch's reputation for having an incredibly unjust moderation team and system. It's been long observed that Twitch's moderation appears to be matriarchal in nature. That is to say, the mod team enforces the site's community guidelines unevenly, giving female streamers preferential treatment and giving male streamers harsher suspensions. This trend has been observed on the site for years. Alinity got into controversy over the years of 2018 and 2019, starting with her abusing YouTube's copyright system to take down PewDiePie's then recent video discussing her. This then snowballed bigger as she continued to do worse things on stream, such as feeding her cat vodka, which is toxic to cats, and literally just fucking tossing her cat. Naturally, clips of these incidents sparked outrage on social media, with people calling for Twitch to take action and punish Alinity. In response, Twitch did nothing. According to Dexerto, even Alinity herself felt that there should have been some form of repercussions for what she did. When Alinity later had a wardrobe malfunction on one of her streams on April 24th of 2020, Twitch was somewhat lackadaisical in their action. They did suspend Alinity the following day, but only for a meager 24 hours. Alinity herself even voiced that she was unsatisfied with the length, feeling that she should have been suspended for 3 days and tried negotiating with Twitch for a longer ban, so she clearly isn't happy being the recipient of preferential treatment either. And Alinity is just one example. Ton of other female streamers have received clear preferential treatment. A woman gets mounted by her boyfriend on stream, 7-day ban. A woman fucking coos into the mic, a 3-day ban. A woman literally spreads her asshole on Twitch, oh my fucking god, claims it was an accident, 3-day ban. Narcissa Wright makes a fucking bomb threat at Twitch HQ. Originally it was a permanent ban, but then she wrote a letter to Twitch about how she was really sorry about it, so it was reduced to 22 days. Meanwhile, you'll have a dude get banned because his profile picture looks a little bit off. Literally, that's the reason cited by Twitch. And this was just one of the examples highlighted in a video calling out Twitch by YouTuber Gideon. Last year, YouTuber Gideon made a video calling out Twitch on its favoritism, with his video very clearly being inspired by Koryax Kenshin's own video calling out Twitch. The background behind the creation of the video involves Gideon's own unfair ban from Twitch. About a year ago, Gideon was streaming on his new Twitch channel that had just been partnered, and he felt like doing a bit of trolling. Gideon sent his viewers to spam L+ ratio in Pokemon's chat that evening. Certainly annoying, and sending people to actively spam someone's chat is obviously a bad thing to do, but I think it was pretty clear that it was a one-off thing, and it wasn't inspired by any genuine hate. I do think he should have had some repercussions, but ultimately nothing crazy. And Twitch did give Gideon a 2-week suspension for this. Is what I would be saying if this didn't spiral out of hand. This incident sparked a whole big discussion about harassment towards women, particularly on Twitch, which is an issue, and one that Twitch has no interest in alleviating. However, Gideon's raid was not based on any sexist beliefs, but because of this spiraling into a discussion of harassment against women, Twitch retroactively bumped Gideon's ban from 2 weeks to permanent. It's just crazy that because of outside social media discourse, the powers that be can simply just retroactively change the punishment that they gave you. In no conceivable way is this fair moderation. You can assign someone a punishment and then retroactively make it permanent on a whim. And to this day, Gideon is still banned despite making amends with Pokimane herself and trying to speak out against Twitch's staff multiple times. Not to mention that a permanent ban is excessive for what Gideon did. But no matter how much noise he makes and how many people, YouTubers and streamers alike, speak out against Twitch's decision, they have yet to acknowledge anything. So sadly, looks like Gideon will likely remain permanently banned, at least for the time being. The Gideon situation allows me to springboard into perhaps the biggest issue with Twitch as a platform as a whole, at least that which the website itself is actually at fault. Simply put, the treatment of women on Twitch is nothing short of an absolute travesty. The harassment that female streamers experience is easily some of the most repugnant behavior I've seen towards someone online, hands down. Granted, there's not really a place online where women aren't harassed, but Twitch seems to be the one place out of the big social media sites where this appears to happen the most. And Twitch not only is lackadaisical in their attempts to curb this, but if anything, they hasten and worsen the situation. Building off the TV streamer aspect we already discussed, the existence of that kind of content on Twitch serves as the basis for a lot of the harassment or any generally undesirable behavior. Firstly, the existence and prominence of such suggestive content on Twitch tends to result in consequences for female streamers who don't fit in that category. Not only have TV streamers given female streamers who make non-suggestive content a bad look, with people asking, "Oh, are you one of those female streamers?" But fans of suggestive Twitch streams can sometimes come into other streams under the impression that the streamer will act similarly. To put it another way, sometimes people will come into a female streamer's stream and type in chat, "Hey, so when are you gonna take off your clothes?" Understandably, nobody wants someone in their chat who's expecting that. With that said, while TV streamers existing on Twitch has resulted in problems for other female creators and creators in general, that doesn't make harassing them okay by any means either. Because people do attack them as well. Quite frequently, in fact, calling them whores and believing that they are a detriment to Twitch and believe that they are sending pics to Twitch mods and staff so that they receive special treatment. And when I say TV streamers, I really mean any female streamer that people would loosely classify under that label, which is pretty much any woman on Twitch with a sizable following that isn't dressed like a Muslim woman. Although I can't help but feel like Twitch doesn't help much to discourage this behavior. If anything, Twitch enables it by providing valid reasons for this behavior. Much of this behavior is predicated on the idea that women on Twitch have it easy and, quote, whore themselves out to Twitch mods to receive special treatment. By continuing with this uneven moderation on their website, they only allow this belief to persist and allow people to justify the harassment of female streamers, even if just to themselves. It's kind of a cyclical issue in that sense, where no one side is completely at fault, and the reality is much more nuanced and multifaceted. And ultimately, everyone gets fucked at the end of the day. Twitch also has a serious problem with the stalking of female streamers. Once a woman has amassed a large enough audience on Twitch, it often results in a mentally unstable individual taking a particular interest in that streamer. This interest soon develops into said individual stalking the streamer. And I don't just mean spamming the streamer's inbox with creepy messages and checking their social media constantly. Many times this has escalated into these individuals traveling to where the streamer lives and trying to find them in person. Either the individual does this in hopes of starting a relationship with the streamer, or in order to cause physical harm to the streamer. Stalking like this has happened to a number of streamers before, such as Amaranth, Valkyrie, and Sweet Anita, just to name a few. Unfortunately, given the nature of stalking, there's not much that Twitch can realistically do to fix or even alleviate the issue. Much of the communication and actual stalking happens off of Twitch itself, and on other websites and services. And even then, banning one account will simply lead to the person creating another one on a throwaway email. It's easy and free to do. And law enforcement hardly takes these cases seriously, so you can't really rely on them to do anything about it. But that's just the biggest problem with Twitch in a societal sense. But it gets worse, because to me, the biggest issue related to Twitch is represented with one recent scandal involving some of the site's biggest streamers, and their attempts to cover up the crime of one of their friends. The background for the situation goes as follows. Due to a controversy involving gambling streamer Slicker scamming his fans out of their money, streamers then began discussing if gambling streams should be permitted on Twitch, when attention turned to another gambling streamer by the name of Trainwrecks, and when he was pressed on the issue by streamer Mizkif, Trainwrecks decided to drop a bomb. His response to Mizkif pretty clearly accused Mizkif and his then-girlfriend Maya of blackmailing multiple SA victims in order to cover up the assault that took place. Back in 2021, a streamer by the name of Novaru later mentioned that Crazy Slick, Mizkif's best friend, had assaulted a girl at Novaru's 21st birthday party on a stream, and people wanted whoever said girl was to come forward with the story of what happened. Adriana Lee, the woman that was assaulted, felt pressured to come out with the story and was going to come out with a twit longer to discuss what happened publicly. When Mizkif heard that Novaru had said that on stream, he tried getting into contact with Adriana in order to influence how she wrote the twit longer. What ended up happening is that Mizkif sent Maya, Mitch Jones, and a third person named Barry to meet with Adriana to discuss matters in person, with the ultimate negotiations being that Adriana would be very charitable with her account of the story and basically outright lie about what Slick did in order to maintain the goodwill of Mizkif and his circle. In other words, she was convinced to downplay what happened in order to remain on good terms with Mizkif, and in order to still network with Mizkif's associates and to continue to grow her Twitch channel. Adriana agreed to those terms, as the twit longer merely portrays the situation as Slick making her uncomfortable, rather than the true story of Slick grabbing her chest multiple times when she was asleep. Unfortunately, despite downplaying the truth in her statement, Adriana still wouldn't be included in Mizkif's circle. Not only that, but streamers in her circle began spreading rumors behind the scenes about Adriana. Things along the lines that she's a clout chaser who can't be trusted. We know this based on a stream from Just a Minx, where she pretty clearly repeats the rumors that she's been told.
Slick is good. Slick is weird. Yeah, he is weird. But he does it online. Like, it's always how Slick is. And Adriana is a clout chaser. So am I.
In this same stream, she also actively downplayed Slick's actions and also would literally laugh her ass off at the creepy DMs that Slick sent to girls.
And she did not reply.
How is this
when
funny?
I was told
These rumors were spread as a means to minimize her sphere of influence. We already touched on how terrible Twitch's algorithm is, and one way to grow your channel is by networking and appearing on other, more popular streamers' streams. That way, you can introduce yourself to more people while also showing off your personality at the same time. If she doesn't have larger creators to network with, then it makes it much harder for her to grow, and hence harder to grow her influence. It didn't only stop at potential new associates for Adriana either, but also included friends she already had, with OTK giving them something of an ultimatum. Either they disassociate with Adriana, a smaller streamer, or Mizkif, a huge streamer, drops them instead. And when appearing on Mizkif's stream might mean a large influx of new viewers, it's obvious what choice they would make. And Adriana doesn't hold it against them either. In a leaked Discord call between Trainwrecks, Mizkif, and a few other big streamers, it expanded a lot on Mizkif's thought process behind the actions that took place when Adriana was about to make her twit longer, talking about the situation. Mizkif basically tried to play both sides by trying to look like the good guy by saying, "Oh, if I knew the full extent, he would have been out a long time ago," while also asking for sympathy by trying to say, "Listen guys, Crazy Slick is my best friend, so I wanted to protect him. I thought I was gonna lose him. When you do the same thing in my position?" And overall, his account of the situation doesn't add up, and his attempts to save himself in this situation only serve to implicate him further. And accounts from other people would also contradict other people's accounts, and the whole situation was just an absolute shit show to say the least. The problem with the situation isn't that Mizkif was associated with Crazy Slick. The problem is that he and other OTK members actively intervened in the situation so that they could save Slick's reputation. Even if it meant fucking over Adriana because, hey, small price to pay in order to save your friend, right? The strategic and organized nature of the actions of these streamers using their power and influence on the platform to suppress the truth and Adriana's voice is honestly sickening. This type of shit I would expect out of Hollywood, an industry where knowing the right people and being at the right places advances your career. Not Twitch, the platform where anyone can hit it big. It's absolutely psychotic. And because of the parasocial bond that many of Mizkif's fans have with him, they can simply carry on as if nothing happened at all. And while I'm not the type to propose a conspiracy, it does make you wonder what other shady shit is being kept from the public by other popular streamers. So that's something to think about late at night. Hell, while working on this video, another similar situation came to light involving the streamers Kai Sanat and Jagoi Sek. Although due to the situation being so recent and ongoing, I won't speak on it in this video. Though I will say that Kai's response to the situation came off as pretty tone deaf. So to recap, Twitch is a website with policies that can only be described as arbitrary, feels that they are entitled to poor people's money, has a frustrating algorithm that only punishes small streamers, where streamers steal content from other creators to substitute making their own original content, has corrupt moderation that displays clear favoritism towards certain streamers, which in turn provides ammunition for the harassment of streamers on their platform, and the most recent scandal involving the site is an essay cover-up implicating several of the site's top streamers in either active participation, collusion, or malicious complacency. It's quite the laundry list when it's all laid out in front of you, isn't it? There are other sites that share some of these problems with Twitch, but Twitch is unique in that it features all of these problems at once. Hopefully that justifies the title of the video at least. Sadly, the issues with Twitch span across both problems with how the site itself is run, to how the people who use the site operate both on and off Twitch. So it's unlikely that these issues will get better, let alone resolved. Sometimes that's just how things are, but hey, hopefully this made for an entertaining video all the same.